poll now and see how things changed over time. So this would be the 5th popularity poll, which was published in late 2014, within volume 77 to be precise, and this is a huge jump. We have gone from the days of Impel down to fairly deep into Dressrosa, and in fact it was around the climax of the arc immediately following Law's flashback. So by this time, everything had changed. Law was no longer just some cool guy who existed. He was a very well fleshed out character with a
Who in the hell keeps dropping melons on the floor? Okay, now I'm gonna see if I can craft some young dragon armor. I got. So, how much do I need? The fuck? So how much does 24 more cost? $24. So I need 100,000 and I need 120,000. How could I get that? Might as well put it on. Okay, guys. Okay, so okay, I'm just gonna make another one. And price will be the same. Duration, 1 day. Boom. Never mind. Oh, this guy. And he bought them again. And create one for the... Let's go. Oh, what do you want to do? That is a lot of stonks. 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 Boom. So you should buy it pretty quick. Then I can use them. Yep, called it. Easy money. Now, time to reforge this crap. Wait, no, I gotta. Wait, no, I don't reforge it there. Reforge it at this guy. Is Mythic good? Please give me fierce. Yes. I'll take it. Okay. Swirl my money. Still, I got good reforges on it at least. Hey, wait a minute. What if I... Oh my god. I am so fast. And the kid lagging so much. Oh shit. Accidentally tabbed out. No. Do do do. Do do. Do do do. Do do do. Do do do. No. Do do do. Do 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 do. Oh wait, what? Why do I have like 0 defense? Are these stats lying? Oh. How to gain combat skill XP fast.
Get trained in less than a year at Universal Technical Institute for jobs that are in demand right now.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Hopefully you're having a great day. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the best methods that you can use to farming combat skill. Now, keep in mind, this video is catered to both early game, mid game, and late game players. I've tested all of these methods and ranked them out for which is best for every single part of the game that you're in. So don't worry, you're not going to be left out if you're early or late game, and we'll go over all of them. For any of you mid or early game players, I left something special for you guys in the comment section down below. Go check it out. Also, if you guys are new around here, you guys want to see some more Hypixel Skyblock videos, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, turn post notification on so you get notified every time I go live or upload a brand new video. Also, cool methods. Let's talk about what items you can use to actually increase your overall combat XP gain. The best thing for increasing your combat XP gain is the Wolf Pet. Now, the Wolf Pet can actually increase it up to 30% combat XP, which is really good. The next biggest boost that you can get is from a cookie buff. Now, if you're a brand new player, you get a cookie for free. You just got to go inside the town center and talk to one of the ladies and you'll get one for free. If you already claimed it and you used it, well, then you're gonna have to buy it off the bazaar for a little bit over 1,000,000 coins, so it might be a little expensive, but that gives 20% and that's really nice. The next thing is the Combat 3 potions, which also give 20% as well. Then we have the Viking tier brews for EXP potions, and those give another 10%. And then we have the Hunter ring, which gives 5% as well. Now, the Hunter ring is super expensive. It's actually kind of crazy how much it really costs. Me, myself, I only have the Hunter talisman, and it gives a little bit percent less, but I'm kind of okay with that because it is so expensive, and I don't want to spend money on that. Another quick side note is that for the Combat 3 potion and the Viking tier with the playable. A game that you can't even defeat these guys, I would the Diamond Mine and the Deep Caverns. Now, if you're so early game that you can't even defeat these, let's start talking about the individual XP methods. Starting off for early game players, you're going to want to go visit the Diamond Mine and the Deep Caverns. Now, if you're so early game that you can't even defeat these guys, I would definitely recommend to start a farm, get a little bit of money, buy a little bit of bad armor, but it's still good enough for you to survive, such as Lapis armor, Miner armor, Ender armor, even though that's a little bit more expensive. And if you actually have enough money still, I would definitely recommend Protector Dragon armor, because that will definitely give you enough defense to kill them and not die. If you're still unable to survive down there, what I would recommend is going above a couple of floors, maybe try to go into the Emerald, maybe try to go to the Redstone, Lapis, see what you can survive and farm there, because if you're not able to survive all the way deep down there, there's really not much left for you to do. You kind of want to work on other things before you start to farm combat down there. Now let's start going over mid-game methods. Farming crypts. Farming crypts is pretty good. It's not too bad, but I did this for 10 minutes straight, and I got about 38,714 XP in just 10 minutes alone. Multiplying that by 6, that would be 232,000 experience per hour, which is not too bad. I did another test, and I actually farmed level 50 Enderman on the very bottom of the end. Not in the Dragon's Nest where the Zealots are, but right before you actually enter into there. I did this for another 10 minutes, and I actually got a very similar result to Crypts, and that was 38,975 XP. Now, if we do that for an hour, that's 233,850 XP, which is very, very, very slightly more than Crypts. The only advantage that I could see to doing Enderman instead of Crypt would be that you could have End Armor. Now, that would more so be for early game players, where you could use your End Armor because you could then farm Enderman easier compared to having to farm Crypts in the hub, but still, even then, that might not be 100% true. Anyway, I figured I would throw that little tip out there for anybody who might need it. The next method that we have is farming Crypts, but while farming Crypts, we're also doing tier 3 Revenant. When doing this test, I was actually shocked by the results. We got 68,720 XP in 10 minutes, and then if we take that to an hour, that's 412,320 XP per hour. I did so many experiments with the Crypts because I did another one, and this time I did tier 4 Revenants, and surprisingly, we got a lot more XP. This time we got 91,144 XP in 10 minutes, and then if we take that to an hour, we got 546,864 XP. Now, the only thing that I want to mention here is that I was actually pretty slow when doing the tier 4 Revenant, so if I did speed my times up by a little bit quicker, which is 100% possible, we definitely could have gotten probably 600,000 XP. Now, I did one final test, and this was mostly for the very late game and dungeon players, and that was actually floor 6. If you guys didn't know, on floor 6, there are a ton of terracottas, which are super high levels and reward you so much combat XP, simply because they continuously respawn for about 2 minutes straight. It's really good. Then, after that, you also have the 4 giants that spawn down and give a couple thousand XP per each. You then also have the iron golems that you can kill too, and I think there's like 6 of them, and I think they give at least 1,000 XP each. Then you finally have the biggest boss of them all, who I don't remember exactly how much XP he gives, but at least 1,000, I would say. Either way, I did the results, and it was actually pretty impressive. For doing a floor 6, taking about 7 minutes, I got 53,461 XP. Now, I want to mention a couple of things. One, that is even less XP than tier 3 Crypt, so obviously this method isn't amazing. The other thing is that you basically need to be an archer, because they have the highest DPS output in the entire game. Spamming the boomerangs makes you be able to kill all the terracottas so quick and easily. Same goes for the giants and basically every single thing in that boss room. The only way to guarantee you get all the final kills and get all the combat XP as much as possible, at least, is to be an archer or be super lucky being one of the other classes. Now, there is actually some positives to using this method, though. You 1, level up your combat. You 2, level up your catacombs. You 3, can get some pretty good rewards from the F6 chest, although keep in mind floor 6 is like one of the least profitable dungeons, sadly, but still, it doesn't mean anything. You can get lucky and you can make a lot of money the entire time as well, even just from the free Wither Essence that you're going to get. With all that being said, there is one best method, and that is still farming tier 4 Revenants as quickly as you possibly can. You're basically getting 600,000 combat XP per hour, which is pretty insane, especially when you compare it to every other possible method right now. Plus, tier 5 is coming soon, and if I had to guess, farming tier 5 Revenants is probably going to give you even more combat XP. I don't know, though. We'll have to wait and see, and I'm pretty excited for that, and maybe we'll have to make another video on this. Nah, I'm just kidding, but maybe Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, if this video did help you guys out and you guys did enjoy it, make sure you smash the like button. Also, if you guys are new around here and you guys want to see some more Hypixel Skyblock videos, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and turn those post notifications on so you get notified every time I go live or upload a brand new video. Anyway, I hope still good enough for you to survive, such as lapis armor, miner armor, ender armor, even though that's a little bit more expensive. And if you actually have enough money still, I would definitely recommend protector dragon armor, because that will definitely give you enough defense to kill them and not die. If you're still unable to survive down there, what I would recommend is going above a couple of floors, maybe try to go into the emerald, maybe try to go to the redstone, lapis, see what you can survive and farm there, because if you're not able to survive all the way deep down there, there's really not much left for you to do. You kind of want to work on other things before you start to farm combat down there. Now let's start going over mid-game methods. Farming crypts. Farming crypts is pretty good. It's not too bad, but I did this for 10 minutes straight, and I got about 38,714 XP in just 10 minutes alone. Multiplying that by 6, that would be 232,000 experience per hour, which is not too bad. I did another test, and I actually farmed level 50 Enderman on the very bottom of the end. Not in the Dragon's Nest where the Zealots are, but right before you actually enter into there. I did this for another 10 minutes, and I actually got a very similar result to Cribs, and that was 38,975 XP. Now, if we do that for an hour, that's 233,850 XP.
Why is there music playing? I have music
very
on.
slightly more than Cribs. The only advantage is
Jesus, why is the music so loud? I don't know. There. Hate that. It's so loud. Fairy Soul Hypixel. Okay.
If you're ready for financial security, this is by far the best time to get started in real estate investing.
People get stuck or stand still in a down.
Now, before you watch this guide, listen to what I have to say. It won't take that long, and I promise it'll make both of our lives easier. So, this guide is updated as of August 18th, 2020. So, any new souls after that date, they will not be in this video, but they will be linked in the description. Now, the admins also like to move around fairy souls for no reason, so if one isn't in the same location, check the description for it before you go and comment that it's missing. If you're looking for fairy souls on certain islands, each chapter of this video is going to be a different Skyblock island. And if you are on a device that doesn't support that, there are timestamps in the description. Basically, if you have any questions, check the description before you go and comment it. Now, if you're a new player and this is your first time doing fairy souls, listen up. So, fairy souls are hidden all over the Skyblock map, strength, 50 defense, and a little bit of speed boost. Currently, you can get over 500 HP, 50 strength, 50 defense, and a little bit of speed. So if you plan to play Skyblock, it's definitely worth collecting them all. Now for the actual guide, I'm going to number each fairy soul in the top left corner of the screen. So throughout the video, if you want to make sure that you're on track and that you didn't skip one, you can check by opening the quest log and hovering over the current island that you're doing. Now I'm making this guide as easy to follow as possible, but in the case that I am going too fast for you, you can slow down the video by clicking the gear in the bottom right, or pause the video as needed. And if you don't like the copyright-free music I've chosen, you can always mute that and use your own. Now, before we start, they are pretty girls to collect some of these fairy souls. If you don't have any, you can purchase some from the bazaar. They are pretty cheap.
Excuse me, what? How am I supposed to get that? How did he get it? Oh, so there's one there. I don't think I got that one yet. Let's just see. How did I already find that? How did you get this one? Explain that to me, Time Dio. What? How? But you can't do that. How are we supposed to do that if it's not possible? What bullshit? How am I supposed to get that? How the fuck am I supposed to get that? Yes. Finally. Oh, so there. The hell? It's 2 down.
There's a little bake shop in Southampton, New York called Tate's that became legendary with people far.
It's under the bridge. What the hell is that? The hell was that? The hell? Oh.
Huh? 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 Huh.
Who is USAA made for? It's made for him, a veteran who honorably served. And it's made for her. She's serving now. We also made USAA for military spouses and their kids. Become a member. Get an insurance quote today.
Welcome guys to an episode of Skywars. We're gonna have to record this one as quickly as possible.
What's up ladies and gentlemen, it's your favorite Finnish YouTuber Juuso here, and today we are spending a lot of coins. You heard me right, spending, not wasting. I'm actually gonna buy something useful for once. But before we do that, I'm trying to grow my Discord server, so if you have Discord and want to talk to me sometimes, the link is in the description. Maybe subscribe to my channel as well. That's all, let's get started. I don't consider myself as a sweaty Skyblock player. My skill average is 46, which might make you think that I skill grind 24/7, but that actually isn't the case at all. You see, I like to work smart, not hard. And in most cases, not at all. Most of my farming experience is from melon minions, alchemy is from auto-prover, taming just levels up by itself, enchanting only took few hours, painful hours. And whenever I do grind, I do it in the most efficient way, fishing during player. My skill average is 46, which might make you think that I skill grind 24/7, but that actually isn't the case at all. You see, I like to work smart, not hard. And in most cases, not at all. Most of my farming experience is from melon minions, alchemy is from auto-prover, taming just levels up by itself, enchanting only took few hours, painful hours. And whenever I do grind, I do it in the most efficient way. Fishing during sharks, mining during the mining event, or playing while derpy is on. And since they announced that floor 7 will be the last floor for dungeons, I thought that maybe it's time to get my kata level up as well. I never bothered grinding dungeons because I knew that the higher floors would be way better experience an hour. For example, floor 5 gave you like 2k experience and people grinded it a lot. While floor 7 is a bit over 22k and doing derpy it was like 33k. It literally took an hour to get the same amount of experience as someone got from floor 5 in like 15 hours. So it was smart for me to wait before starting my dungeon grind. But since floor 7 was the last floor, it was also pretty difficult, especially for someone with bad gear and really low kata level. But luckily for me, the floor 7 gear doesn't have any kata level requirement. All you need is a floor completion. And because I'm a YouTuber, my very first floor 7 run, very carried run, was an S+. So I was instantly able to use the best mage set in the game. Full storm armor. Well, it wasn't the best mage set because it is ideal to have the wither goggles, but those require kata 28. But it was still way better than what I had before. It was also kinda interesting to buy the set because thanks to derpy, the auction house was closed and I had no idea how much full storm armor with 5 stars would be worth. So I probably ended up paying a little bit extra, but at least I got the set. It didn't take too long to realize though that the storm armor by itself wasn't enough for floor 7. My god awful kata level and spirit scepter were making my dungeon life very miserable. That is until a friend of mine, Speed Silver, let me use his
most expensive sword in Hypixel Skyblock,
the Hyperion. And keep in mind, this was back when only the sweatiest players had one. And even though I had seen the video and I knew it was good, I was still surprised how insane it actually was. He let me use it for the last day of derpy, and for the first time ever, I played dungeons for like 7 hours straight. And when I had to give it back the next day, dungeons just didn't feel the same. Once you use Hyperion, you can't go back. And when just the handle of that weapon cost like 450 million, you don't buy yourself one, you just cry yourself to sleep. At least I had a new excuse why I didn't play dungeons. I didn't want to spend all my money on life, very miserable. That is until a friend of mine, Speed Silver, let me use his
most expensive sword in Hypixel Skyblock,
the Hyperion. And keep in mind, this was back when only the sweatiest players had one. And even though I had seen the video and I knew it was good, I was still surprised how insane it actually was. He let me use it for the last day of derpy, and for the first time ever, I played dungeons for like 7 hours straight. And when I had to give it back the next day, dungeons just didn't feel the same. Once you use Hyperion, you can't go back. And when just the handle of that weapon cost like 450 million, you don't buy yourself one, you just cry yourself to sleep. At least I had a new excuse why I didn't play dungeons. I didn't want to spend all my money on a sword I would only use in dungeons. But around like 10 days after Derpy, when I was doing my daily dragon stream, a lot of people in my chat were making fun of me for using the good old aspect of the dragons. They were telling me to buy a Livid Dagger, so I got one. I didn't get a maxed one though, because I realized that maybe, just maybe, dungeons are not the only place where I can abuse Hyperion. It was time to craft one. I'm kinda excited because right now I have more money in my purse than I have ever had before. 1 billion. Do you guys realize how much money that is? That is like $1,600 if you bought cookies. I'm about to use most of it on a single weapon. Damn. Remember when crafting a Midas was expensive? We're gonna be crafting swords worth 10 billion next summer. Maybe if I do this fast enough, it's not gonna hurt as much. We are gonna start this off with the handle itself coming in at the low price of 330 million. Thank God it's not over 400 million anymore. One day I'm gonna get this as a drop and make my money back. I just paid over 300 million for a stick. And next we have to buy 24 Wither Catalyst. They're like 1.1 million each, but I'm way too lazy to buy them one by one. Actually, I think I'm getting them for cheaper right now. 26 mil feels like nothing after the handle. Now we can turn this stick into an actual weapon. Necron's Blade. Unrefined. I wonder if anyone has ever maxed out this thing, because, you know, usually you just turn it into Hyperion instantly. It has like the same stats as 50 mil Midas. I'm actually gonna go check how much I deal with this thing without any enchants or anything. Let's compare it to the fully enchanted Midas. 670? 300k. Well, not bad for a sword that has nothing on it. Let's make it better. For that we need laser eyes. These are drops from the giants in floor 7 Bloodroom. They go for like 1.3 mil each, but I'm gonna buy them in bulk as well. Less effort, and there it is, Hyperion. It's kinda crazy how much better it gets just from adding few laser eyes to it. You can even see my pathetic catacombs level there. Can't even use the wither goggles yet. Give me that beautiful sword. Now we just have to put some hot potato books on it, enchant it, and buy a recom, right? Nah, I wish it was that simple though. We have to spend hundreds of millions to get the sword ability. To get the ability, we have to buy 3 different scrolls. The Wither Shield for 64.5 million. Implosion for 66.2 million. And lastly, the Shadow Warp for 61 million. Basically all these scrolls give a different ability, and when you put them all into the sword, they combine into one single ability. The Wither Shield reduces the damage you take and gives you a lot of absorption hearts. It's kinda hard to show the damage reduction, but as you can see I get like 2000 health. This scroll pretty much keeps you alive in dungeons. Implosion is the ability that makes clearing rooms way faster. It basically just explodes and deals damage around you. And if you have explosions enabled, it also makes you blind. Also, as you can see, it shows both of the scrolls, Wither Shield and Implosion. That's gonna change though after I put the last scroll, which is pretty much just better aspect of the end. And now I have the Wither Impact, which honestly looks way cleaner than having all 3 scrolls there. And now when I right click, I teleport, deal damage around me and heal at the same time. Yeah, it's kinda crazy. Since we are mostly gonna use it in dungeons, we have to get 5 stars on it. And because I'm a filthy casual, I don't have enough essence myself, so I have to buy it. Thankfully my trustworthy friend Toby is willing to sell me some for 5k each, which is gonna be like 16.7 million in total.
Oh my god, I just got scammed.
Oh, never mind, he's back. Damn, those stars do be looking kinda cute. We have already spent like 580 mil and the sword is still unenchanted. But let's add all these other trash first. Recom for 5.2 mil, some hot potato books. These have not been close to 100k for months, but it still feels weird to see them cost so little. We need 10, not even 500k. Then we need the fuming hot potato books. These, however, are quite expensive, over 1 mil each. Ah, it's time for the good old hot potato book ASMR. Enjoy. Guys, I messed up. I put 1 fuming in before putting all the hot potato books. But you know, we learn from our mistakes and it's only 1 mil. Whoops, that's the hot potato. This is the right one. Yo, we are missing the Reforge. Let's go get that good old spicy on this bad boy. I know, nowadays you only use these stones. But you know, I miss the blacksmith, he's a nice guy. 2.6 million for the withered Reforge. Oh, it's only 50k to add it on the sword. And I thought I was saving a lot of money by not making the sword into mythic first. I probably saved like 50.
Welcome to Fire. where you can get 60 channels for $20 and DVR for days. We've got hip-hop for lovers, renovations for brothers, pups for preschoolers, and holidays for Hallmarkies. Start your free trial and find out more at philo.tv.
Okay, so now all we need are the enchants, I'm pretty sure. And maybe a little bit better kata level. I think we're gonna start off with the ultimate enchant, because that 250 mana cost is a little bit too much. Ultimate wise for 2.2 mil. It looks kinda funny with only the ultimate enchant on it. Now I can spam click this outside the dungeons as well, where I don't have as much mana. I don't wanna see any comments saying that smite is better than sharpness, because I don't care. I like sharpness, so I'm getting sharpness. I'm also using this outside the dungeons against dragons and such, plus it just sounds better. 31 million though, quite expensive. I already have crit 6 and lifesteal 4, but they're not that expensive anyway. We are gonna get the Dragon Hunter from the end, because we want to support the local business. Plus we get a discount, because, you know, I'm just that cool. The talisman has nothing to do with it. And while we are here, we can get the Ender Slayer as well. It's kinda nice that you don't need experience to combine books anymore, but it's still effort. Oh, this book looks so nice with the golden max enchants. Have to flex on Cal. Enchants. Have to flex on Cal. The golden max enchants. Have to flex on Cal. I need to get all the golden enchants. Luck 4. I'm not getting Scavenger 5. My Cherry Sword deserved it, but I'm not buying that garbage enchant again. Looting is nice though. It's just getting better and better. 45 million for a giant killer? I'm going broke. But that's nothing new here on Palika channel, right? Oh yeah, I had one lethality book from somewhere. What am I even missing anymore? Thunderlord 6 is 27k. That's so cute. I think that's all the golden enchants, except the scavenger, which I'm not gonna get. Actually, before I combine these, I want to see the damage difference with and without the book. 497 without, and then we combine. That blue letter triggers me so much. 633, okay, not bad. Not bad at all. Now it's time for the worst part. We have to ruin this beautiful golden weapon with these filthy normal enchants. Let's start with the fire aspect. I know it's good now, but it still feels weird. Damn, that looks bad. I'm not gonna put cleave on it yet, because it's gonna make getting the 4 kills for Dragon Pre-Fire annoying. Impaling, triple strike, cubism, execute, and lastly telekinesis from my good friend Rusty. Oh yeah, I almost forgot this thing existed. 17 mil and it's not even a golden enchant. Can't believe it. Oh yeah, I still have the scavenger as well because I didn't want to put it earlier. I hope that's everything. There are so many new enchants nowadays that I might have missed some. Anyway, I'm gonna go do my daily dragon stream now and see how good this sword is outside dungeons. I guess I will get back to you when I have been using this for a while.
3 weeks later.
Yeah, that was a long while. It was last year when I bought this sword, but I have to admit, it was a really good decision. And since I've been using it for a while, I know pretty much everything about it. I can share all the good and bad things with you guys. Yeah, even the 700 million sword is not perfect. But considering the handle is more expensive than it was when I bought it, it obviously doesn't have to be. So, I guess we will start with the good things. The main reason why I wanted to buy this sword was because I wanted to do dragons with it. And believe me, I did a lot of dragons with it. And it's not just good for dragons, it is honestly insane. Here is some clips of me dealing millions of damage in seconds, so you can see it yourself. In that clip I just dealt 20 million in like 3 seconds. I kinda messed up here, but I still dealt like 18 million damage to this strong dragon. I think I could have killed it here if I didn't fail so hard with my teleports. This dragon probably didn't even know what hit him, it just died. But yeah, basically long story short, whenever the dragon stopped for those fireballs or whatever, it didn't live very long after that. The damage out.
Fighters on the planet and the smartest minds to ever be born call home. This mystical land of muscular men, where gleaming utopias are real, are all thanks to the power of Australia. Muscular men and the smartest minds to ever be born call home. This mystical land of muscular men, where gleaming utopias are real, are all thanks to the power of Australia. That's what all 3 of our teams are after, so let me get on with it. Heavy and Scout are heading out to Ayers Rock to recover any Australium that's left there, because that's where it was originally found. Heavy feels like there isn't to be found, and the 2 of them have a slight bonding experience in a way. Soldier and Jana, Heavy's sister, who is now married to Soldier and is just as powerful as her brother, have infiltrated an Australian submarine base to steal their sub and gain access to the magical land, New Zealand, where there's supposed to be some Australian as well. Spy is also there to presumably babysit the two of them. Like I said, he just supervises. Miss Pauling and Demo have gone to look for Sniper, who seems to have ended up at his childhood home. At Ayers Rock, Scout and Heavy have no luck informing Miss Pauling that they made it, so they decide to just check things out without her. Shockingly, Ayers Rock is a facade, used to just cover up the mining operations of the natives. The two of them enter, but are quickly attacked by the return of Saxton Hale! After remembering who they are, he and Maggie free Scout and cue our favorite Saxton Hale! After remembering who they are, he and Maggie free Scout and cue our favorite mercs in on their plans and situations. Double shock! There is no Australian left in all of Australia! So Heavy, Scout, Maggie, and Saxton agree to team up and take down the men that stole it and beat their heads in. In case you were wondering what happened with Miss Pauling and Demo Man, they had indeed traveled to Sniper's house and were knocked out and captured by the professional killer. He wants answers. His parents died 6 months ago, and when he was looking through their stuff, he found nothing related to himself when he was a child. It was as if he just fell out of the sky one day. No trace. Everything has a trace except for him. And he knows that if anyone has the answers he's looking for, it's Miss Pauling. She very easily goes along with him, stating that they were traveling to meet his real parents anyway. His parents somehow ended up in the fantastic mystical land of New Zealand that sank around 40 years ago. They came to not only grab him for their adventure, but take him along with them to find his parents and the last of the Australian. The two of them head out, dragging Demo along with them to meet up with Spy, Soldier, and Jana to take the submarine that they've procured. Soldier and Jana brief one another with how dangerous the mission be, with Soldier stating that his bride should use extreme prejudice when fighting the Aussies. Spy interrupts, so Jana uses her extreme prejudice skills against him. He reveals that he already has the keys to the submarine they wanted. He didn't have to fight or do anything, the sailors simply gave the keys to him. It's not like they're going anywhere. Not convinced that the strongest fighters in the world would just give something away, Soldier, with the help of Jana, snaps the neck of a sailor, but are stunned to realize that nobody really cares. Performing a tactical neck fix, the three of them board the submarine, eventually picking up Miss Pauling and the rest of their team. Miss Pauling, of them board the submarine, eventually picking up Miss Pauling and the rest of their team. Miss Pauling, Sniper, Soldier, Spy, and Demo Man, and Jana, and Pyro, no idea where he was during all this by the way, make their way to New Zealand while Miss Pauling unveils the history of the Lost Country. 40 years ago, the artists, the intellectuals, basically all the introverted smarty pants decided to move to New Zealand to be left alone. They built a dome over the city and sunk it into the ocean. This bewilders Sniper, who at first doesn't believe them, but soon comes face to face with his real dad. Sniper's dad, a man by the name of Bill Bell, convinced the Council of New Zealand to sink the city for fear that the entire world would soon be covered in magma. He now realizes that they have to go to space, but the council wasted all their money, so he built a rocket just for himself. But his wife didn't like that, so the two of them fought over it. Their little baby, Mundy, climbed into the rocket himself and crash-landed in Australia, where he was found by Mr. and Mrs. Mundy. That means Sniper's full name is Mundy. Weird. Also, New Zealand is completely flooded. Also, the stunning realization is met. Sniper is not actually Australian, he's a New Zealander. However, Mundy doesn't have time to be shocked because there's more pressing matters to deal with. You see, the last cache of Australium was there, but Bill Bell used it to paint all of his prototype rockets that blew up, and the last rocket that he hasn't tested yet. Sniper's mom, Larna, gathers all her wine and boards the rocket herself, blasting off into space and taking the last remaining supply of that golden magic rock stuff left on Earth with her. all is lost when the land around them begins to flood once again because she crashed through the dome again, and Bilbo steals their submarine to save his own skin. Just when the idea of his dad coming back with a change of heart comes up into his mind, Sniper is shot to death by the sudden arrival of the Team Fortress Classic team with Medic on board with them. Everyone is captured and brought to Greyman's fortress. Greyman pays the TFC Classic leader, who I will be addressing as TF Classic Heavy, or just Classic Heavy from this point on. Classic Heavy, however, begins to question Greyman and realizes that his team isn't getting any younger. Meanwhile, Soldier is tortured by Classic Pyro, who is a woman. So there's your answer to the is Pyro a boy or a girl theory. Classic Pyro is in the middle of torturing Soldier when, accidentally, he reveals that only Miss Polly knows where to find the administrator. Classic Heavy comes in with Greyman ready to have him tortured for no real reason other than fun. However, he does remember that he wants his backpack, so he rips off Grey's life-extending machine to use for himself. Zana is able to use the glass from the broken machine to free herself from her cuffs and violently kills Classic Pyro. Soldier and Zana reunite, but Grey insists that they take him to Miss Pauling. Pauling, Spy, Demo, and Pyro are all locked up in the same cell waiting to be tortured by Classic Pyro. Demo Man, though, seems to be going through his own torture, the side effects of only eating bread and water. Pauling laments how she failed the one mission the administrator asked her to do, and how she's gonna die. Spy attempts to comfort her in the only way he knows how, with a suicide pact. Cracking a cyanide molar, he prepares to spit half of it into her mouth when Heavy bursts into the room! Our Heavy! He prepares to spit half of it into her mouth when Heavy bursts into the room! Our Heavy! The two of them rejoice, but not for long. Heavy tells them how he had to fight through a horde of robots to get here, and will only manage to buy them a little time so Miss Pauling can escape and get to the administrator. This is Grey's Island after all, it's covered in robots. That is when the Classic Demo Man opens the door with a phone call for his friend. Heavy was not real, and was actually the Classic Spy in disguise. Having gotten all the information they wanted, Classic Spy gives the order to have our heroes killed, when Zana and Soldier make their way into the room, snapping Classic Spy's neck in the process, and letting Spy kill Classic Demo. Waking up from the shock of taking a punch from Zana, Miss Pauling is alive, but has a bit of a stuffy nose. Greyman from Zana. Miss Pauling is alive, but has a bit of a stuffy nose. Greyman crawls onto the floor after being dragged there by Soldier and his insane Russian wife. Grey tries to explain his plans to Miss Pauling and how Helen was probably the worst person who could have possibly had extended life. Miss Pauling jumps to the defense of her boss and gives a great speech about how she's ready to help her no matter what. Unfortunately, Grey died halfway through the speech thanks to his lungs falling out the hole in his back. She had his full attention until that moment though, so bonus points? Meanwhile, high above the island base, high above the clouds, high above Earth even, up in the kingdom of heaven, God's secret base. Sniper is reluctant to come back to life thanks to the effort of Medic and Archimedes. He'd rather stay in heaven with his real parents. They think otherwise, however. As much as they'd love to be reunited with their son, a lot of men need killing by a professional. With the confidence of his parents by his side, Sniper leaves heaven and wakes up in a cold sweat in Medic's lab. Medic's excitement is cut short by his former colleague grabbing him by the throat and is ready to bash his smug and evil genius brains in. That is until he realizes that he has no fear of death, since he knows what's waiting for him on the other side. Also after being convinced that Medic wasn't actually evil and that they just needed a medic, and he just happened to take the job. At first I was wondering why Medic didn't just use his reanimator on him, like when they fought together in Rottenburg, but then I remembered the reanimator only works when they've been dead for maybe 10 seconds at max, not 12 hours. A little late, right?
Bloody hell, you're a miracle worker, Doc!
Bloody hell, you're a miracle worker, Doc!
Regardless, Sniper is ready to get back to work. That is until Classic Heavy enters the room to presumably ask Medic to come help him in battle. That's cut short though when he's enraged to find out Sniper is alive and that Medic of all people brought him back. He kills Archimedes in his silent anger, which quickly grows to loud anger when he lists off all the things that Medic has done against his will. So when he finds out that Classic Pyro, Demo, and Spy are all dead, his rage reaches a fever pitch and is terrifyingly furious. Sniper leaves in the middle of the argument, and Classic Heavy orders Medic to stay put while he deals with our mercs. Outside, Miss Pauling and the others are racing for some kind of escape off the island, while Classic Heavy bombards them with a horrifying video call. As it turns out, Greyman knew that Australia was out of their precious metal, so he had an all-out invasion of Australia planned out, and he even made a small army of leech robots that would suck the Australium out of the bloodstreams of its people. Classic Heavy took control of these robots and is going to sick them on our heroes. Now, our team doesn't have any Australium inside of them. They know that, and Classic Heavy knows that, but the robots, they don't know that. So they're just gonna keep digging in their blood until they find some. Classic Heavy lets those robots loose while he tries to figure out how to use Grey's life-extending machine properly. Our mercs are left to defend themselves while getting strangled to death by leech robots. Now, while that's all going on, allow me to address something that I was ignoring. Back when the gang was fooling around in Australia, a meeting between the administrator and Del Conager, or rather the engineer, took place. Yeah, I bet you've been wondering where he's been, huh? Anyway, he's been helping the administrator with her own life-extending machine, presumably this entire time. Truthfully, he's already built her 4 versions of a life-extending machine, and is now placing the 5th version on her. However, he realized that once the supply runs up, Helen's gonna die. She brings up that she doesn't need to live any much longer, only long enough to settle an old debt. Whatever that debt is, I'm not sure. I didn't bring this up earlier because I didn't want to break the pace, seeing how this came right after funny sniper antics and right before funny soldier antics. Didn't want it to break the mood. Anyway, back on the island, Miss Pauling wakes up to find herself in a desert, just as she normally would, I guess. Although, this time things are different. A door to the administrator's office is right in front of her, and she's able to speak with her boss, just like always. Really, though, this is where Helen always goes when she dies. Mostly just for an hour or two, and then she heads right back to the living world. But this is where she goes when she dies, meaning that if Miss Pauling is there, it means she's dead too. And that's all that matters. She's dead. She failed her mission, and she's made fun of for it. Miss Pauling asks what her boss even wants to do with the Australium, and what her overall plan is, and where she fits into her plan. And Helen answers instead with the questioning of her loyalty. Miss Pauling asks again, what does she want? And all she can say is that she needs blood. Helen needs more blood. Actually, that was just a hallucination, because Medic has already brought everyone back to life, because of course he did. Dude's a genius. So whether or not Miss Pauling actually ended up in some kind of weird purgatory respawn room-like type of thing, it's up to your interpretation. But what is important is that she's alive, and so is everyone else. But what about the blood-sucking killer robots? Why, Demo just got all of them drunk, of course. His blood is filled with alcoholic content because his body is able to brew its own booze, because of course it is. Also, his liver comes back into his life, so things are pretty good all around. The team is back alive, and nothing can stop him now. Actually, I lied. I seem to have a bad habit of doing that to you guys. Classic Heavy's been watching them the entire time and is planning on the next phase of his attack. He's also been going slowly insane with the idea of becoming immortal and making his team the same way. Also, he's talking to the machine as if he's actually talking to another person. Classic NG has been listening to this the whole time, and he and the remaining survivors of the Classic team, they don't want anything to do with that, and they just want to get paid. The thing is, Classic Heavy has never killed the guy that's paid them before, so they're all kind of on edge. They don't really want to do this, they just want to leave. Classic NG is also unable to make any more life-extending machines because they're beyond his skills, and the overall lack of the material. Classic Heavy orders his engineer to unleash the last of Greyman's stock horde of robots to murder the TF2 mercs. Before any of that can happen, the real Heavy and Scout parachute into the battle thanks to a plane ride from Saxton and Mags. Scout gives Miss Pauling a big hug, calling blood to squirt out from her eyes. Heavy and Jana reunite as well, though he's concerned that his little sister is missing a hand and is now married to Soldier, who of course plans on having kids. I guess a neck of human ears is just a common wedding trope. Who knew? Scout catches Miss Pauling up to speed on the status of Saxton Hale and the Irish Rock having no more Australium, but before they can talk about anything else, a massive Saxton Hale wedding trope. Who knew? Scout catches of human ears is just a common wedding trope. Depends on having kids. I guess a neck of human ears is just status of Saxton Hale. But as you can see, to butt in on the conversation. Wondering where Saxton is, they're left to fight for themselves. But as you can see, Saxton and Maggie, they were too busy reminiscing to jump out of the plane in time. So now, with no weapons and no Australian muscle, they're trapped on both sides with nothing to help them. Basically, they're all gonna die. Again. However, once Saxton and his former lover realize they need to jump, they prepare themselves and all the weapons they brought with them. Saxton asks Maggie to run Manco with him once he gets his company back with the help of Charles Darling. Not sure how that's going to work out since there's no more Australian. Also, Maggie doesn't reply to that. Bad move, dude. That is not how you get your ex-girlfriend back. Trust me, I've tried. Surrounded on both sides, our heroes don't really see a way out of this. That is, until Scout is bonked on the head by a crate full of sub-machine guns, and a glorious entrance that can be rivaled by none. Saxton Hale and Maggie fall out of the sky with a plane crashing next to them, and crates of dangerous weapons floating beside them. Even an old familiar friend is dropped off, leading to what was about to become a heap of blood and guts is instead a new scrapyard. They're not the ones trapped in a facility full of robots. The robots are all trapped in there with them. While this big fight's going on though, things aren't all as well. Classic Sniper has his crosshair right on our Heavy's forehead, but he's stopped just in the nick of time when Classic NG bangs on the door demanding to be let in. He tells his friend that 3 of their friends are dead and that Classic Heavy is demanding to see both of them in the comm room. Classic Sniper is annoyed that he's called off his posts, so he shoots his NG in the leg, revealing him to be Spy in disguise. Whether or not Spy killed Classic NG is unknown. But for what it's worth, Spy did a pretty good impression of Classic Sniper's best friend. You see, he
Wait. How much do I have for redstone? Ooh, I only need 3,000 more. Actually, no, 2,000. Huh. Do I already have a personal compactor? No, I do not. Wait, there's a personal compactor. 6,000? Holy sh... Holy sh... Wait, what's even the difference? It's just the same thing. Does it have like more space? That is a lot of enchanted cobblestone. Dang, it's hard to get out of it.
He had classic NG implant robotic eyes that can see through the disguises of spies, so naturally he wasn't fooled whatsoever. Meanwhile, our sniper is running across the building thanks to their plan failing. Classic sniper congratulates Spy and even offers him a cigarette, because professionals have standards. What professionals don't do is monologue, they take the shot. Sniper reminds Spy. Classic sniper. Meanwhile, our sniper is running across the building thanks to their plan failing. Classic sniper congratulates Spy and even offers him a cigarette, because professionals have standards. What professionals don't do is monologue, they take the shot. Sniper reminds Spy of what Meanwhile, after the disguises of spies, so naturally he wasn't fooled whatsoever. Meanwhile, our sniper is running spies, so thanks to their plan failing. Classic sniper congratulates Spy and even offers him a cigarette, because professionals have standards. What professionals don't do is monologue, they take the shot. Sniper reminds Spy of that, and all Spy can say is that he hates snipers. The two of them collapse beside one another and have a cigarette before moving on. Once the fighting stops, or at least in another corner of the island where there aren't any robots, Medic is healing Demo while telling him about how he saved Sniper. That's when Demo asks the most obvious question of the last 12 years. If Medic can do all these amazing things, why doesn't he just heal Demo Man's eye? Medic responds with a very simple answer. He has healed his eye before, and it's a very easy procedure. However, every time he does so on Halloween, the eye always turns into some sort of monster, creature, or beast they have to fight, like a vampire or a time-traveling pirate or something. The Abominomicon did not just haunt Tavish's eye, it haunted the eye socket as well. So obviously, he just can't have an eye anymore. In order to make him stop asking him to do so, Medic just removed the part of the brain that makes Demo want his eye back. Sadly though, brain scooping is not an exact science, so Tavish will eventually remember sometimes. But with his injuries healed, he's back in the battle. While Medic's cleaning up, he's found out by Classic Heavy. Classic demands that Medic goes back to his lab and sews the life-extending machine into him. Or rather tells his guy how to do it, because he knows that if Medic puts him under for surgery, he'll just kill him. Not like Medic is known to put his patients under anyway. He insists that he would never let him die on his operating table. Instead, he'll die right where he stands. In a stunning turn of badassery, Medic stabs Classic Heavy in the face and chest with his Uber Saw. However, since Combat Medic is not a very effective strategy, he's overwhelmed. Medic pleads that he's the only one who can help him, to which Classic just scoffs at. Medic was just the closest, and now that he knows where the Administrator is, he can find her himself and take whatever he wants. The fight, though, is broken up when our Heavy finally arrives and has no hesitation to kill the insane former team leader. Being an honorable man, though, Heavy's willing to give his opponent a fair fight. Seeing this as his chance, Classic Heavy pulls out his side piece and fires 2 shots into Medic's chest, killing him instantly. Heavy's stunned and can barely speak. When Classic points out that 2-on-1 is not a fair fight, Heavy is just not listening and he breaks into a blind fury. Hey, are you wondering where Pyro was? Well, of course not! Well, let me tell you where he is anyway. Because as it turns out, Classic Scout and presumably the Classic Soldier are gearing up to go kill our mercs. Greg doesn't want to go through with this, and he instead brings up Ross's old dream of starting up that orphanage together. They aren't getting any younger, and this is obviously a suicide mission at this point, so why go out and fight? So they agree to found a new orphanage to gain access to all the free children they could ever want to presumably use for slave labor. Because their dream is interrupted when Greg realizes that Ross is covered in gasoline. Thanks to our pyromaniac friend. Pyro murders them, which catches the attention of Scout and Miss Pauling, who seem to have been stranded by themselves. How the team managed to split up like that is unknown to me. Scout and Miss Pauling seem to be all by themselves. That is, until they look slightly to the left and into the event horizon. Because they get to witness the most American murder spree of all time! Full frontal honey-covered nudity in its most concentrated, patriotic form. Frontal honey-covered nudity in its most concentrated, patriotic form. Soldier and Jonna are having a blast destroying the robots, while Scout decides that he'd rather be somewhere else that's less naked. Saxton Hale seems to be surrounded by robots, which is not a problem if you ask me, but Mags, of course, comes to his aid, primarily to mock him and how much he'll miss these bare chest brawls when he gets Manco back. Miss Pauling also gets a phone call from the engineer who asks about when he gets Manco back. Miss Pauling also gets a phone call from the engineer who asks about the gets Manco back. Miss Pauling also gets a phone call from the engineer who asks about the status of the missing New Zealand cache of Australium. Unfortunately, the administrator is temporarily dead and can't come to the phone herself. Having to deal with the bad news, Angie prepares himself for what he'll have to tell his boss when she eventually wakes up. However, back to the fight you actually care about. Heavy is beating the life out of Classic Heavy, who even for a moment tries to negotiate with the Russian man. However, his doctor was killed, and all Heavy and Medic mains know what that feels like, so the beating continues and becomes more and more intense. Seemingly defeated, Heavy berates his opponent as he doesn't care about living forever, only long enough to see his opponent die. When his back's turned though, Classic Heavy grabs Greyman's life extender, extending machine, and jams it into the open side of his chest. It powers on and fills him with the raw power of Australium, and round 2 of the fight begins. Cutting away once more, Sniper and Spy are having a bit of back and forth regarding Sniper's overall lack of clothing. Spy has no plans whatsoever to give up his extremely expensive suit that cost him just around $10,000. No wonder he complains when you get blood on it. Anyway, their argument continues until they find the dying body of Scout. Sniper tries to get a few words in, but Spy cuts him off. Scout is dying on the floor and about to head to the great beyond. Spy tries to comfort him as best as he can, but it doesn't last long and he leaves. That doesn't matter though, because suddenly Tom Jones arrives on the scene to talk to the dying boy. He reveals that 27 years ago he dropped a terrifying sex bomb on Scout's mom and ran away from the blast. But now it's time to face the consequences of his actions, and he's here to tell his son how proud of him he is. Scout dies peacefully knowing that not only is his dad Tom Jones, but his dad is also proud of him. As Scout dies in his arms, Spy changes out of his disguise and holds his dead son close to his chest. He was proud of him no matter what, and he always was. That moment, though, is cut short with Jeremy's arrival in heaven as God himself finally meets him as soon as he arrives. God is thrilled that Jeremy is finally here and that they can finally hang out. He flexes for his holiness and is thrilled to find out that God wishes that he was his son. Also, as it turns out, Scout was God's gift to humanity, and it was put there so women all around the world would have sex with him. Infuriated that that didn't happen, God is prepared to utterly destroy the Earth, but is talked out of it by Scout himself. Realizing that he shouldn't be dead anyway, God sends his son back to Earth to finish the fight, and snaps the real Tom Jones's neck a second time to avoid Scout finding out the truth behind his father. Back on Earth, Heavy's getting his ass handed to him by the supercharged Classic Heavy, but Medic, he's also still dead. So in Hell, Medic is having a meeting with the devil because he doesn't want to go to Hell. However, since Lucifer owns his soul, he obviously gets to keep him. That is, until Medic points out that he has surgically added 8 more souls to his body, so that the devil now only owns a stake in his soul supply. However, in order to get his way, Medic convinces the Lord of Evil that since he was persuaded to sell his soul once, it'll obviously happen again, eventually. So, in exchange for an office pen, Medic is sent back to Earth for another around 50 years or so, and rejoins the battle with Classic Heavy getting ready to murder our Heavy. Medic stops him in his tracks by announcing that he's filled Classic's body with baboon uteruses and has a button that can induce pregnancy, and 3 baby baboons will burst out of his body! That's a hoax, but Classic falls for it long enough for Heavy to rip the Australium out of his body, which slowly kills him right on the spot. I'm not sure why or how it kills him so fast, when it took Greyman about 30 minutes to die off when he got separated from his supply. Maybe because Classic Heavy had already sustained a ton of injuries and was dying anyway? Well, with his age rapidly catching up to him, he's slowly dying on the floor. Sniper, Spy, and Scout reunite with the others, and they all gather around Medic and Heavy, who are watching Classic Heavy die just for fun. Unfortunately though, all the Australium ran out during the fight, leaving Miss Pauling completely empty-handed. As he dies out, Classic Heavy has one question to ask. How? How did a team of idiots manage to defeat the world's best? While Medic has his own theories, Miss Pauling has one clear answer. They're Team Fortress! And he's dead! At or around 5 hours later, somewhere at the coordinates 32.3451 degrees north and 106.5614 degrees west, or at the Oregon Needle in New Mexico, something important's going on. The administrator wakes up from being dead and is relayed the news that all the Australium from the surface of the Earth is gone. There is no more. She can't accept that and lets the anger get the best of her. After being escorted back to her private quarters, she seems to be preparing for something. While that's going on, for the first time in his life, Engineer asks her what her overall goal is. What is that debt that she has to settle? He reminds her though that this is the end, her life is over, her goal is over, it's over. She comes to terms with that. She figures though that if she's gonna go, why not go off with a bang? Using all of the very short supply of Australium that she has left, she reverts herself back to her prime, much to the dismay and bewilderment of Engineer. Having barely an hour left to live, if that, she prepares to finally settle the score once and for all. To be concluded! Yep, that's right, still waiting on the ending. It's only been 3 years since this bi-monthly comic came out. Also, with the confirmation that it isn't even being worked on, us fans have nothing better to do than sit and wait for either the next major game update or the final conclusion to the story. You know, personally, I think it would be awesome if instead of having a final comic, they just animated like a 25-minute SFM movie with all the voice actors and everything. That's just a hope. It'll literally never happen because Valve exists, and Valve doesn't do things like a normal company. Regardless of that, and regardless of the cliffhanger ending, do things, that's just a hope. It'll 25-minute SFM movie with all the voice actors. Actors and everything. That's just a hope. It'll literally never happen because Valve exists, and Valve doesn't do things like a normal company. Regardless of that, and regardless of the cliffhanger ending and the lack of updates, I think these comic stories and the lore surrounding the game is phenomenal, and it's easily one of my favorite fictional stories and fictional worlds, bar none. It's really a shame how badly this game is treated by Valve these days. But I say we should rise up and ask the questions that really matter. What is Hell instead? What did Greyman plan to do with his extended life? What did Classic Heavy plan to do with his extending life? Why does Engineer have both of his arms? Did you catch that? What happened to the Islander? What happened to the puppy that was also with the Islander in the car? What happened to Sniper's dad? What happened to Sniper's mom? There's just so many things. Did Giuseppe ever figure out what Italy is? These mysteries might just remain mysteries for years to come. And that's super infuriating. But what isn't a mystery is our love for this game and the characters that it's created. From Heavy screaming Putis and Scouts yelling for dispensers, to Saxton Hale punching robots and Tom Jones getting his neck snapped, the lore of this silly hat simulator is great. So great, it deserves its own short film. So great that there's YouTubers all around the world making videos about it, including yours truly, including the channel you're watching it on. This game is phenomenal. So I guess I still have to thank Valve for creating one of my favorite things of all time. And I also have to thank you for
11 months ago, I made a video called Dirt to AOTD. The video blew up, and it's the sole reason my channel is where it's at today. Then, I made Dirt to Midas, improving upon the series and making it even more crazy than ever before.
I still know more. And we there. And it's not got the call. I don't think he's here. Dang it.
Dirt to Midas blew up even more than Dirt to AOTD ever did.
Dame dane, dame yo, dame dana yo. Antaga, sugire, sugire. Dore dake, miya dake demo. Baka mika, dame dana, dame yo, dame dana yo, dano yo. Antaga, sugide, sugide. Dore dake, miya. Okay, time to put some tags in for the stream. I think that's enough tags. Okay, your channel, and then is mine anywhere here? Oh no, it's not here. Filter upload date last hour.
Yeah, hi, hello. Bruh, I didn't even know if I wanted to stream today. Oh, I don't like Bed Wars. Wait a sec. I don't like Bed Wars. Like, so don't you want me to play it? Question mark. Oh, that'll be sad.
Like, you don't have to watch him though. He's kind of trash.
Hi, I'm playing. Your high picks on those I can find. Well, I think we're gonna play something else, but my high picks on there is EI_Oxic, 2 eyes. I'll just like this.
Let me just put it in chat.
No, it's not.
It should be that.
It's tiny. Yeah. That's my name. Instead of legend, it's a legendy.
Yeah, but that's Dutch, okay?
Wait.
Can you send me the invite?
Yeah, wait a sec. Bro. Wait, did I join your party? Sorry, my chat's kinda small. Six people, how you doing, chat? How are you doing? 6 people, man. Yo. Do you have any ammo I could have maybe. I mean, what combat and catacombs are there?
What is that noise? Jesus.
I haven't done. Alright. I'll judge it. Combat 6. Bro, I can't do that. Maybe. Hardened diamond. If I give you hardened diamond, yeah, that means 6, yeah. So let's P up. Alright. I'm not leader, sorry. Just can you be welcome, please. Whoever's leader.
Should work now.
That's interesting. There we go. I did have a beacon, but now I sold it. It was tier 1 though, so it didn't really matter. I sold it for 1 now, or 1.4 now. Just to get money back.
So, what are we actually gonna do?
Yeah, what do you guys want us to do? Do you want us to, like, I mean...
Could also go on SMP.
Oh yeah, do you want to watch SMP? Do you want to watch Jules?
Do you want to watch Bed Wars?
Yeah, do you want to watch Bed Wars? Even though...
Or some other request that is please not Skyblock.
Why don't you like Skyblock?
Well, I like Skyblock.
Nah, anyway. One of my chat members wants some armor, so let me go get it for him. Yeah. Can't just leave him hanging like that. Oh, jeez, I'm lagging. I'm actually lagging. Right. To be honest, I am hard and down, didn't I? It's only like 25k.
It's, well, I got a pure
No, get fierce on it all. I have normal damage set from that armor. Yeah, no, but this is hardened damage, so. No. What do you mean minor set? Oh, minor set. I don't know, because you have to. Yeah. Anyway, so 60 defense for the helmet, 120 defense for breastplate, 95. So it'll probably be alright. What am I doing? I mean, I was doing dragons earlier. I only bought 3, and then I only got 16 old dragon fragments, so kind of ripped me off. But right now, just like make some hard and down for. Is it kill? Jeez. I don't care. I'll just buy 20. Oh, can you remember that song? What you put on?
Oh yeah.
No, 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 no. No, 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 don't you dare.
Well, like, the thing is, like, after you release, like, when you like get like ads and stuff on YouTube, then like then
yeah, anyway, I can't even get demonetized. I'm not monetized.
I can put it on.
No, please don't. Just for my ears.
Just doesn't care about stream. Just
So how is everyone doing, chat? How are you doing, chat? Oh wait, anyway. Oh yeah, 7 people. Hi. How you doing? No, sorry. My voice, you know.
What do you want us to do?
Yeah. You're at my island. Alright, wait a sec. I'll just go on.
Huh?
I'll be able to make it for you.
Huh?
Oh, you sent me a trade request. Contraband question mark. Yo, who doesn't want? Oh no, aspect to the Jerry. Actually, man, fine. I need an aspect to the Jerry because I've got thingy. I've got what? Right. Anyway, I can do that. Bam, and I can. That's there. Right, I'm going back to my island. Right. Is this you? Yeah.
What? Imagine you actually get demonetized. Just in. Well, like the monetize isn't that bad as long as you don't do it for another 2 times.
Do you get more defense with that? Can I enchant this? I mean, I can enchant it for if you want. I don't know if this will work, but. Yeah, it don't work. Who cares? Bro, I just had some zombie. Oh no, it's just down there. Anyway, that thing.
Can we just do some duels while we just when you're done trading? Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Well, I had this thing what I can put on a aspect to the Jerry. See, I needed that that goggles earlier, so I could actually fly into the dragon and then actually deal more damage than 28,000. You want us to Julia? I mean, do you want me to Julia or do you want freeze up down to Julia?
Maybe if there's a second person, we could do like them 2 against us.
Oh yeah, we can do you 2 against us.
Anyone else in chat want to go with the deal?
Bow spleef.
Imagine they're just like sweats.
Bro, not big enough for me.
Bow spleef.
Burst spleef. He wants to play blow.
Bow spleef.
Burst spleef. Yeah. Yeah, right. I'm gonna play that. Oh, the minions at tier 12. Bro, you're a nerd. This kid's like way better than me. Look, he's not even shooting because he knows it's that good. Oh jeez, how'd that?
What are you doing?
Burst life.
You already did.
Wait. Yeah. I better win this. Oh no, I was looking at chat and I almost fell. I've never played this before. I'm just looking at chat, you know. Oh! Wait, was that? Wait, what? What? Right, rematch. I want a rematch. Yeah.
Why do I see so many Naruto skins?
No. Let's play again. Naruto. You trying to do this? Yo, are you looking at the stream?
I won the rematch.
No, look at the stream. Please look at the stream. Oh no, I was told I don't know, I'm trying to think of an excuse. I'm joking, right?
Okay. Oh, okay.
Rematch. Yeah, wait, I just want one more. I'm not, right, keep looking at the stream. I'm gonna beat him. That's my goal. Wait a sec, oh no. Oh, damn. How? GG, man. Yeah. Chat's so nice, I'm telling you. Again, question mark? Alright, wait a sec, /B. Oh wait, I'll just do it again.
I win.
Right, GG. Yeah, we can play again if you want.
There's like 4 people in it, so we can do some duels.
Wait. Just one more. This is actually pretty fun. Bruh. Oh, GG. Hey, do you want to play something else? Let's play. What duels do you want to play for us?
Just do some. You can do some Skywars.
Anyone want to play some Skywars duels?
Bridge duels.
Oh yeah, true. 2v2s. Oh no! I want to do bridge duels.
Bridge duels, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
2v2.
Nah, we could do 4v4, couldn't we? Hey, wait, you can't. Oh, this is a family friendly stream. Yeah.
I win. I won. Oh no.
Yeah, just all rush.
I'll be kind of defense. Like, I won't defense like hard, but
that's rude bridging. I'm joking, that's rude.
Calling it, these guys are complete tryhards on a Discord call.
Wait, is it? Yeah. Is everyone in from stream? Are you all in? Put in chat if you're not in. Oh wait, it's Wait, oh no. Let's do it. Oh no. Bro, what's teammate doing, man?
This is why I only do normal bridge duels and not team bridge duels. Because 90% of the time in team bridge duels, it's a team of fucking tryhards. Easy.
Nah,
distracted them.
Wait, yo, bruh. I didn't even know you even got past.
Oh.
No. Some of us have to be in the back, don't we? But then we all just rush straight up.
Easy. What? 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 What?
Nah, chat. Who saw that? I hit him like 20 times, didn't I, chat?
This is like the ultimate
Like pixel.
lag pixel. Oh no.
Oh yes. Nah, he didn't get any. He fell off. Nah, someone's here. Someone's here.
Okay, I'll just stay here.
Oh, your members can come from behind as well.
What were you doing?
Oh. I might actually switch versions. 8.9 or whatever. Yeah, 1.8 or whatever.
Hog.
I stopped sprinting.
Bro.
I just protect. Nah, I was on. Wait, chat. Are you in or not? Just type in oh yeah. What? Do you want to do it with me or do you want to do it with Uptown? He wants me to 1v1 bridge dueling. Or you? I don't know.
You, he says.
Oh yeah, alright.
Do you want to go on recipe?
Yeah, in a bit. What's your IGN, please?
I'll just do /P if I just do something else.
I need your IGN so I can invite you into party.
I'm just gonna do some buddies.
Alright. I'm looking. Accept the request. What request? Did I miss it? Sorry. I'll do
1v1 me, boy.
Okay. Right, you do rails on trash, right? Oh, it's you who I was doing TNT with. Right. What's someone doing? I mean, obviously. It's kind of true. Yeah. You've won, I think. Wait. Oh, GG. To be honest, that wasn't even a good game, that was just... You just being smart and me just being dumb. Oh. Me just being ordinary. Oh. Wait, what? How did you kill me? I didn't... That's not very nice. This is good to know. This is kind of funny. Can you remember when my stream started growing like mad? It went like, no, I'm not even joking, it went from like 1 view to 2 views to 3 to 4 to 5 to 7 in a literal matter of seconds. Oh no. No wait, did I actually got you? No. Not that. I don't really like this one. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I actually said that. So. Wait, she dies something. Freeze. Did you die? Bro. Got 10 kills and there it goes. And you've won, I think.
No!
Ah, that's awesome. You've won. Wait. Oh, you found the boy. Ah, I have the boy, No. Oh, bro, you're like the parkour master. I'm joking. I mean, see, I just say stuff, and I get in a really awkward position. Bro, I get it, you cracked it, yours. I bet I could beat you in Skyward Shores though. Guaranteed. Bro! You made yourself a little passage. I don't know what I'm on about. You made a passage under it, right? That's what I want, I don't know.
No. Oh wait, what?
I'm actually like cracked.
No. Okay, he scored 1 time. Dang it.
Bruh, I'm actually so cracked. You only need to get 1 man, I need to get another 4. I'm literally shaking. I'm not even joking, it's freezing in my room. Oh, bro, I'm actually cracked. I'm just gonna void. Otherwise he's just gonna
You know.
Oh man. Yeah. Do you wanna play some Skyward shows?
The server's right away online, so.
Alright. GG. Are you in?
Yeah, I'm in the server.
No, I meant No way. We both got Pyromancer.
That's just like the best kit in the game,
I'm not even playing with my chat because something happened. I don't know. That's just an excuse. Don't ask me how I went all the way down here just to do it. Ah, you know what? It's kind of good I did, you know. I need to get better at speed bridging, don't I?
I can teach you.
Nah, you can't. I'm joking.
That's cool.
What's cool? Like you can't speed bridge. What? What? I don't know.
I can speed bridge.
Bro,
But there's a server I could recommend where
Bro, this kid's b-hopping. I'm joking. Bro, how did that kid already like get in it? You know what I mean? Oh, all you have to do is place 2 blocks.
Yeah, the block.
No. Oh, you know it's kind of sad. I've only got 3 people in chat now. I mean, could be worse. Could be 1.
What?
We're going out for lunch.
I don't know.
Wait, Peter joined the call though.
Yeah, I know, but you go on it and I might play later just because, you know, my title.
Put your clothes on.
Yeah.
Exit. On board a little bit later.
Okay.
Chair is falling apart.
What?
Chair's falling apart.
I know. That's why I don't want a gaming chair.
Go fast. Put your phone here. I'll take your phone for you.
Alright.